I wanted to celebrate the 1,500 subscribers differently, and the footage of this video is way too long to put it into a short. So here we are. Thank you again for the amount of support, and I really appreciate all of you guys. This challenge took me quite some time, so if you enjoy this kind of content, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel, it really means the world to me. On this note, enjoy the video. In Tears of the Kingdom, to get the Majora's Mask, you need to beat 5 different Lionels, which are progressively stronger and tankier, starting off with a regular Lionel and ending with an armored silver Lionel. And I was unaware of all the different Lionels type as I started this challenge, which caused some time loss, but we'll see that later. As you could see, I went directly to the Hyrule Castle, got 1 Sapphire, a Royal Quartz Bow, the Hylian Shield, and finally, the most important item of this video, the Knight's Claymore. This weapon is very interesting because it doubles the damage when you're down to your last heart. And we'll have to maximize this talent by doing all of those fights at 1 heart. This might sound like I'm playing in hard mode, but in the end, at 4 hearts or 1 it doesn't really matter since Lionels, as the strongest enemies in the game, would just one-shot me anyway. I went to buy arrows to carry to a nearby stable and I headed to the depth of the castle to kill a Silver Lizalfos in order to fuse it to my Knight's Claymore, putting it at 90 damage, which is quite a lot. I mean, it's actually 45, but since it's doubled, it's 90 damage. I thought I was ready now and I had everything I wanted, so I went to the Great Plateau from the Great Sky Island and landed in the North Chasm to get to the well-known floating Coliseum without being able to see anything, even in the arena. Which is why I actually unlocked both of the closest light routes in order to be able to put some light when I'm fighting. And I'm totally not saying that because I tried before. And once this was done, I could finally engage the fight for the first time. But it didn't go as planned because while fighting the first one, I realized the amount of arrows I had was very low, knowing I had to fight 5 Lionels in a row. I underestimated how much health I had, especially while fighting the weakest one. I went back to the surface, sold my second Sapphire and bought arrows at Lookout Landing, but also to a stable with Terry right below the Great Sky Island, just to make sure I really had enough. Now that was it. It was time to finally fight them. Very fast, I used the chest at the middle of the Coliseum in order to hide from the Lionel's charges. I could freely aim at their heads to knock them out for a few seconds, making me able to mount them and get free hits while riding them. The most important part about that is that hitting them while riding them doesn't use the durability of my weapon, which means it will never break as long as I keep going. The first Lionel took me a few minutes, and while the second one spawned, I could pick up the loot, which sadly isn't very useful yet because it is just a regular Lionel. The second one is a blue Lionel, slightly harder, and he also has a weapon with more range, which means I needed to stand very far away from the chest blocking him to reach me. The fight was pretty much the same, so nothing much happened. Except that he had a different attack move, which was spinning on himself, but it ended up being easier than the first one somehow. The third one is a white main Lionel, which is when things start to be difficult. The fact that I had to do no mistake during the entire fight, which lasts for minutes, right after killing 2 Lionels in a row made things even harder. And I did die multiple times against him, but around several minutes later, yeah, the fights were very long, I finally killed him. But this time, his loot was actually useful since I fused his horn with my weapon as it does more damage for a total of 110. It shows 55 here, but it is because I wasn't at 1 HP as I did this. I then killed the fourth one, which was a silver Lionel, 20 minutes later, which was a very struggling fight. This Lionel is so tanky that whenever I died close to killing him, while going back at it just takes more than 5 minutes yet again. But it was far from done as there is still one more Lionel to go. The door opens for the fifth one, the silver armored Lionel. And as I said earlier, I realized that looking up what you're going up against is usually a good idea since, well, I couldn't even hit his armor because nothing in my inventory was going to help me break it. So I had to teleport back to the Great Sky Island to get some flower bombs. and I had to do all the trip back from the light route to the Coliseum, and he was still waiting for me, and even put me in the cage while looking at me from the outside. My only way out was to die here, unfortunately. But as I respawned, the real fight would now start. But in the end, that's the 5th Lionel fight I'm doing in a row, so it got really repetitive and the pattern is basically the same every single time. It just gets longer and longer, so I didn't struggle too much slaying him. I get behind the chest, I hit his head, he gets knocked down, I mount him, and I just hit him. And I just repeat it again and again, until he just finally dies. And after these 5 long Lionel fights, the chest opens and I got the Majora's Mask. Thank you for watching until the end. This was a very rough challenge, but I had my fun doing it. If you liked the video, again, don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps a lot. And let's do another big challenge for the 2000 subscribers. And I might have my little idea for it already. I'm thinking, it's time to fight the dragons. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe.